if you got a bad seal on your garage, it's letting in cold air and the drafts and the bugs. Let's get it fixed. Welcome back, guys. More Than Just Teachers here. We're outside today. Kids are in the woods playing in the snow. You'll hear them in the background. I'm working on my garage. As you saw in those first few seconds of the video there, I got light coming through, which means if light's coming through, this cold air is coming through. As a teacher, we got 16 days off. I'm making them count between Christmas, the holidays, family, friends, good times, and working, okay? I've already done some projects in the house. I've already began to seal the spots in our garage ceiling here. So in here you got, these are giant holes. I don't know why they were there, I guess wiring. New insulations in there, sealed it off, caulked around the edges. Now I'm gonna take care of the garage. Let me show you. Next step's gonna knock out this seal. This seal doesn't reach these corners on either end, and it's flat. It should be, look at that. It should have some spring and bounce to it, but it obviously does not. So we're gonna fix that today. First thing I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put a couple clamps here in these corners, just to keep the rollers from pulling on me as I yank on this. I'm gonna put some safety goggles on, get a knife, and try to cut this out. I'm gonna wear gloves too, so that the plastic or anything doesn't give me a nasty cut. So let's get that set up. Safety goggles, glasses, X-Acto knife. Where's you gonna start? Yanking, not yanking, and kind of cutting away at this the best we can here. Let's see. Oh, it's actually moving a little bit here, which would be nice. Let me see. I can spray a little WD-40 in the grooves. See if we can't get it to move at all in there. That would be, that would be prime if we can just get it to slide out. But I don't think we'll be so lucky. Yeah, maybe. All right. Okay. We're gonna go with the slide and cut method here on the corner. I don't think you guys can see that very well, but I'm gonna slide it and cut it in that corner, and hopefully I can make that work. We'll see. Chaos in the garage, as always. But alright, those aren't gonna be strong enough. Whew. Let's see if we can just see? Whew. Sorry for goggles. I'm not sure what just spat at me, but this is gross. This is gross. Oh, damn. Oh. Now, while you're doing this, just be very careful of what you're doing. There are some wires back there on mine, and the cables for the pulleys and for the lasers for the safety. So just make sure you're aware of what's behind yours when you do it. Now that I got a nice little system there, look at that. This is also why you wear gloves, so you can pull it and not potentially slice your hand open. Oh yeah. Done, baby. Alright, I got lucky. Mine came off pretty easy. Next step is I'm gonna clean up really good. Get these channels cleaned up. I just got two brushes. One's kind of a wire brush, and one's just kind of a little brush. We'll go ahead and just brush it down a little bit here and see what happens. Just see if we can get it cleaned up a little bit along the rails here. Get all this gunk out of there. Because the new one's gonna slide back into these grooves. So you wanna make sure that it's cleaned properly and ready to go. And this is actually cleaning up quite nicely. I'm gonna get the top here. Look at all that shit falling off. Ugh. It's gross. Alright, so cleaned up, prepped up. It's just a replacement mat. Just gotta know what kind of channel you have. I have this U channel where they're gonna just hopefully slide in these corners, slide over, and make the gap down below sealed up nicely. I'm gonna also spray a little bit of silicone lubricant in here to help with this slide. The silicone lubricant won't eat away at the rubber. Shouldn't freeze over time. And hopefully I can just slide this on as easy as it came off. Measure your garage before you go to the store. My Home Depot only had 2, a 9 foot and 18. Measure mine, mine's 8 feet. I'll have a little bit left over to cut off at the end, which is fine because I do want to make sure it reaches the ends. That's important. Let's open it up and get to work. Like I said, a little silicone lube, spray in there. Okay, I'm just gonna put some in. I want this to be as easy as possible for when I do it. So I sprayed a healthy amount. And as you see, this channel goes in there and it creates a little bit of a circle, an oval, a U shape. And then it compresses as it touches the ground. The other one, completely flat. This is probably something you have to do every couple years as a homeowner. And I think it's important. Because my garage is freezing cold in the winter. And my kitchen's right above me. So I have been insulating holes. I've been insulating cracks around the ceiling. And I think this is the next step to really help fight the winter months. So the problem for me is I just ain't got no room to play or to work. That's what's killing me. So I'm gonna have to really just tediously pinch and pull this whole time, which is kind of annoying. But either side I work on, I got no room. I'm a bigger guy. So I'm just gonna keep pinching and pulling, and hopefully get her down the track here. Just keep going. I'm keeping these bad boys on. I've had too many run-ins with dust and rust in my lifetime to not pay attention to that. Keep getting pinched at the beginning here. That seems to be my big hang up here, is I have no way to slide on this thing maybe. Maybe that'll help instead of it dangling. Hard to tail, really. Well, that helped a little bit. Oh, that helped tremendously. Gravity, huh? Oh, Newton. Oh, Mr. Newton. Oh, it's a little bit hung up there. That's okay. Oh, see, that's, you gotta be careful. You can't go too fast. Catch a snag there. So you gotta be careful moving fast on this. You gotta kind of take your time. And I thought I was in the groove, but sadly I wasn't. So I gotta back it out a little bit and get back in there and make sure I'm not jacking this thing up at all. All right. I'm fogging up. They're coming off. Do as I say, not as I do. Alright. I'm gonna keep fiddling with this. I'll show you the end result in a second. Alright. She's fully on. Now notice, look. Oh, we got some bounce and some give. Took a knife and trimmed it right at the corners here. Be careful doing this. I had a hard time reaching here. There's no way to even get on camera, but I put my knife right up there. It's completely on and sealed. Same thing over here, trimmed it up. What I did have to do is I definitely, as I was putting it on and getting hung up, I did have to add a little bit more silicone lube on the track. Could be because it's 15 degrees outside. Could be just because that's the way it is. Let's go on the inside, shut the door, and see what happens. All right, we're back in the garage. Just closed the door, moment of truth. Will there be light or will there be no light? Let's see. Oh my gosh, look at that. No light. Big difference. We are sealed, baby. That side was really bad. A lot of light. No light at all. Even if I turn off the light to my garage, look. Nothing coming in. Nothing. As I told you before, I've already sealed up all the gaps and cracks and the big holes from the wiring that goes out to the deck. And I'm really trying to use Christmas break as a way to get caught up on things that you just can't. So as the door goes up, not an issue. That bad boy is springing. It's not flat. It didn't fall off. Look at it, it's still on there, I promise. And I'm hoping that gets me just a few more years, a couple more winters, which should be great. And I'm really hoping to see a temperature change in my garage, because my garage today on this little wall clock actually only has it 35, 40-ish. But I don't know if that's true or not, because it's really cold outside. I think the high day is 25. Well, remember guys, just a teacher being more than a teacher, being a DIYer and a guy getting some things done. I'm gonna throw some different boots on and go fix the ropes in the woods for my kids and enjoy the rest of Christmas break. But I hope you guys learned something new here and learn something to help you save a couple bucks. It was a $10 fix. You get a guy to come out to your house, you're probably spending a couple $100. So if you can do it, go do it yourself, guys. Remember, please like, comment, and subscribe as the channel grows. I'm loving putting out contents consistently. It's been a great time for me, and I'm hoping you guys enjoy what I'm putting out. Things to teach you, things to learn. Till next time, guys, take care. God bless.